Hello everyone, this is CB Smallwood, and you're watching Mental Junk Food, the place where we talk about all things comics, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, pop culture, and everything in between. And today we're going to be talking about the 28 franchise. 28 days later, 28 weeks later, you got the idea. Before we get into that, let's give credit where credit is due. This article comes from bloodydisgusting.com and is written by John Squire. So if you want to cut out the middleman, you can head over there. And with that said, let's go ahead and let's get into the headline. 28 years later, Ralph Fiennes, or Fiends, I'm not really for sure, don't shoot me, reveals plot details for Danny Boyle's sequel. And here we got this fantastic image from the very first movie that started it all, which is 28 Days Later. Filming has already wrapped up on Danny Boyle's 28 Years Later, the long-awaited sequel to 28 Days Later. And 28 weeks later, that intends to launch a brand new trilogy. In fact, Ralph Fiennes spills the beans in a chat with the IndieWire that the first 2 movies have been shot, which is crazy. So they've got 3 movies on the way, 3 brand new movies, and 2 of them are already done, pretty much. Well, at least they've been, filmed, but they've probably not done a lot of editing as of yet. But that's impressive. 2 out of the 3 out of this trilogy is done. Fiennes also served up some plot details for the 28 Years Later that were previously under wraps, undercover, hidden from view. He tells the outlet Britain is 28 years into the terrible plague of the infected people who are violent, rabid humans with a few pockets of uninfected communities. And it centers on a young boy who wants to find a doctor to help his dying mother. He leads his mother through this beautiful northern English terrain, but of course around them, hiding in forest and hills and woods, are infected. But he finds a doctor who is a man we might think is going to be weird and odd, but is actually a force for good. That last part kind of gets me, kind of feels like an unintended spoiler, unintended plot twist kind of revealed. So I don't know how I feel about that. That doctor, you might have guessed, is played by Ralph Fiennes. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland are teaming for the 28 Years trilogy, with Garland writing the first movie and Boyle back in the director's chair for at least the saga's first movie. So they're back together again, back to where it all started. 28 Years Later arrives in theaters on June 20th of 2025 from Sony, which, according to my mental mathematics, unless I'm wrong, that's this summer. This summer it's coming out, so that's pretty cool. The horror movie's cast includes Jack O'Connell, who you may know from Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, Jodie Comer from Alone in the Dark, Killing Eve, Aaron Taylor Johnson from Craven the Hunter, which I've not seen that yet. I don't even think it's out yet. Aaron Kellyman from The Green Knight and Willow, and Ralph Fiennes from The Menu, which I've not seen that movie yet. I've seen him play in other stuff. Cillian Murphy from the first movie is executive producing and reportedly returning the star. Wow, that's pretty cool. Nia DaCosta from The Candyman and The Marvels will direct the second installment to the trilogy. The original movie in 2002 starred Cillian Murphy, was written by Alex Garland and directed by Danny Boyle. In the smash hit horror film, 4 weeks after the mysterious incurable virus spreads through UK, a handful of survivors tried to find sanctuary. And of course, we're being, I was going to say perused, blessed. I don't know what the right word. Well, we're shown an image here of I was getting ready to say Cillian Murphy, Ralph Fiennes. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Ralph Fiennes looks like it's from The Menu. So, by the way, speaking of The Menu, have you watched it? Is it tasty? Is it delicious? Is it scrumptious? And what would a movie called The Menu even taste like to begin with? So, did you enjoy that movie? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, are you excited about the 28 Years Later movie coming out and the trilogy? That it's going to be part of. Isn't that pretty cool? Just when you think zombies are down for the count, and technically these ain't zombies, but technically they are, I just call them zombies, even though they're not undead. So are you excited about that? I am. I'm not going to say like I'm over the moon pumped or anything like that, but the first 2 movies were really good. I enjoyed them. I feel like if you're watching this, you probably enjoyed them too. And you're probably with me like, okay, let's see what these guys got, because, the writing is always, pretty top notch. It's good stuff, it invokes emotion. So anyway, with that said, let me know what you think. And as always, this is CB Smallwood saying I will see you in the next video.